Hey. Wait, before anything, this is my drink. Can you see the thing? It's the drink we're having today. Lemon elderflower soda. Because we're talking about important things today. If you haven't seen me before, it's your first time here, my name is Gianni, romance reader in general. And today we're talking about my 5-star books of 2024 and books I DNF'd. Overall, so far, it is December 14th. I have read about 75 books, I think. That is rough estimating. I had some 5 stars. We had some books I could not finish, and I probably will not finish. So let's get into it. First. Okay, you can't really see it, but I have a lot in front of me. I have my laptop here, all my physical books of all the books I loved this year. Sorry if the camera's shaking. You are on my desk. Sorry. Let's have a sip. It's like sparkling lemonade. It's from Trader Joe's if anyone wants it. We're gonna start with, should I start on a bad note or a good note first? I'm gonna start off with the bad, end with the good. So, books I DNF'd this year. It wasn't many. How many do I have on here? Like 8. Which is kind of a lot for me, because I usually am one of those people, once I read a book, I want to finish the book no matter how bad it is. But there are just some that I couldn't do. Sorry, it's just really loud in my house today, and I'm trying to record these where you just can't hear people talking or the planes over my head or the cars outside, because the walls are thin here, people. I'm sorry. Okay, so first book we DNF'd was Hollow Heathens. I think I got 60% in, and I couldn't give a fuck. I really couldn't. The MMC and the FMC were just, it was brutal. Reading in their perspectives was brutal. I was so bored. I did not care. It had a spooky element, dark. Is it dark romance? I don't even know what the fuck it was. And I didn't care. Nothing wowed me. The FMC was boring. The MMC was troubled, but not the troubled I liked. So it's a DNF. And I didn't really care about the plot line. It was about witches and stuff. And I think from what I remember, there's covens, and the girl, the FMC, is going to take care of her grandpa. She's a mortician. A lot of layers. And she's a witch, I think. I'm telling this, I'm butchering this, but all I remember is I didn't care about it. I didn't like it. If you ended up really liking the book, that's great. I tried really hard, and I was reading it around spooky season, and it just wasn't for me. Sorry. Next we have, which is, I think it might be controversial. I don't know. We have Quicksilver. I finished it. I'm putting it here because I wish I DNF'd it. I read it, and I was like, oh, this is hot garbage. If you loved it, you loved it. I ain't knocking nobody who likes a certain book. I love trashy books, don't get me wrong. I've read my fair share. I've read some that if I were to tell you about them, you'd be like, girl, what's wrong with you? But this one, I don't know what it was. I didn't like it. The way the MMC Kingfisher, I think is his name, the way he talked was disgusting. If a motherfucker talked to me like that in the real world, in front of my face, he'd get decked. It was the way he thought about her was disgusting. I am all for you finding a woman attractive. You go king. Love it for you. But the way he did it with the FMC was nasty. It was just sexist and fucking gross. I just didn't like anyone in this one either. I didn't like the characters. I wanted to finish it just to finish it, and I need to learn and implement this next year. If I just don't like the book, I don't like the book. because I think I'm harping on numbers, like reading a certain amount of books, and it counts, but it's like, whatever, it is what it is. And this is one I wish I did. Sorry. Next, we have Phantasma. I only got 25% in. And I didn't like it. I didn't. I was bored. I think I realized these kind of books are not for me in a darker setting. They're just not. I'm trying to find them. I know they exist. I know I will like them, but when we're putting in like dark fantasy, dark romance, it's not my kind. It's not my thing. I don't know what it is about it. I didn't like it. I just like, it wasn't a book I cared to read or cared to finish. Maybe one day I'll pick it back up. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But I don't have anything to offer because I feel like I can't even give you a lot of the premise about it. Because I couldn't even give a flying fuck about it. I couldn't. Sorry. Alright. And next we have, which I'm gonna put the whole series here, is the Lucy Score series. Like the things you know what I'm talking about. I read the first book, hated it so much. Oh my god, I have a hatred for that book. And then I ended up reading the last book. I forgot what it's called, but it's right here. And I tolerated it a lot more because it was enemies to lovers, and I liked the dynamic between them two, and I was really curious for the first book. So I ended up reading the last book, and I think I liked the last book the most out of the whole series. And I read them out of order. So the last book I read in the series was Things We Hide from the Light. And this is the brother, what's his name, Nash? Yeah, Nash, I think that's his name, Nash. Knox's brother, who's the cop. And I really thought I would like it because I loved him in the first book. He was like the saving grace for me because I hate Knox. Sucks. He's horrible MMC. Horrible. And again, I was bored. It bored me. It was it was like painfully boring. And the FMC had so much potential. Their story bored me. I didn't care. I didn't want to know how it ended. I knew they were going to end up together, and I still didn't care. I don't even have any other, I feel like I want to give better reasons why I didn't like them, but to be quite fair, I'm one of those people, when I just don't like something, I just don't like it. Sorry. Next we have A Touch of Gold and Madness. And this one is, I'm a little mad at myself for it because I think I'm like 70%. I'm almost done. I can finish it. I think I'm trying to get into fantasy, and I really would love to. I think sometimes the world building gets too much, and then it feels like I'm taking a lot of time to try to understand what's happening. And I feel like with this one, it was a lot in my face, trying to understand their magic system, or I guess not isn't their magic system, their system, their politics, everything about the world, the world building, everything about it. Sometimes I need to really be in a good headspace to read them. And I think this is that case for me. So I think it's a soft DNF because I think it has potential to be really good. And I got 75%. I just was at a point where I needed to read something different. So I put it down. But who knows, I might come back to it. I don't know yet. And next we have my enemy. My enemy, Icebreaker. See that silence? Did you see this? I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Because I just saw red. I was so mad. I actually could not finish this book. I could not. It was giving From Lukov with Love, except this time it's like hockey player, ice skater, which I know there's other books like that, but this one was giving that energy where they both hate each other from the start, and then they become like enemies to lovers. You already know. And this one, same situation. I didn't like either character. If I cannot like a single fucking character, I'm not going to read the book, especially if I have to read it in their perspective. And this is one where I was just bored. Their banter wasn't fun. The way they talked wasn't fun. I didn't care. And to be quite fair, I'm not really mad about it. And I don't really care. And the last book we have, which is a sad one for me, because you'll know if you ever watch and continue to watch me, I will talk about her every day. Miss Mariana Zapata. I love her books. I love everything about her books. I love her. And Under Lock was the one book I couldn't finish. I couldn't do it. I don't know what it was about it that I didn't like it. I didn't. I'm sorry. I might go back and reread it and maybe try again, because maybe I need to look at it from a different lens. But I think this was giving the way, oh my god, what's that book? I'm gonna put it here. The first book in the Lucy Score series. I'm gonna put it here. I don't remember, but I remember what it's about. It was giving that same kind of vibe where it's like good girl meets bad boy, and the bad boy's a bad boy. Like, he's a fucking jerk. Fuck him. And in this one, Dex, I think is his name. I couldn't like him. I couldn't. And the dynamic also annoyed me. It got to the point where I was like, oh, girl, can't even care. This is a slow burn I didn't want. I didn't want it. Again, I think that's just me being harsh, but again, I just didn't care to finish it. I didn't want to. And I feel like all her other books I loved, and they hold so dear to me. And this is one I couldn't care. Sorry, I couldn't. Okay. Now we're going to 5 stars. We're going to end on a positive note. I have a few on here. I don't have many. I feel like I read a lot of books this year, and a lot of them were like, but nothing wowed me. And for a book to be a 5-star, I feel like for me, it needs to stick with me. Like, it needs to be a book like I would recommend to you. Like, I would tell you, you need to read it today. If that's not the case, then it's not a 5-star. If it's not a book I think about, or a book I reread, another thing with a 5-star, it is a book I can reread. Like, and I can reread it and not get sick of it. I'm one of those people, I will reread a book just for the sake of it, just because I need something familiar. And that's me. So, I think what is the first 4 are Mariana Zapata. And I started reading her work this year. And the best week of my life, like best 2 weeks, I was reading her back to back because I loved it so much. And I'm gonna go with the first one I have here, which is All Roads Lead Here. I loved this book. Oh my god, it was so cute. It was so cute. Sorry, I have all my books here with me, and I don't know what it was. I think the age gap was really, really tastefully done. I think it being set in like, where is this book set in? Actually, isn't it in Colorado, which I always wanted to go. And I don't know, I love the single dad trope. I love it. I think the dynamic between the father and the son in here is a little different. I love Aurora. Oh, I love her. Oh, she was just so cute. It was, this one just like warmed my heart. It was a very, very, very good and cozy book. For me, it was cozy, and I loved it. I did. And next we have Dear Aaron. This one, let me talk about it first. I love a book where it has a lot of text. And by that, I mean like text messagings, emails. Like, I love when like that's what you get in the beginning. You don't get like a story. Like, you're not getting just like words in a page and what they're thinking. We're getting their messages for like a good chunk of the first half of the book, or majority of the book for the most part. And it's set in a time with from Look Up With Love. This is the older sister, and Aaron, obviously, who is stationed, oh my god, where is he stationed? He's in the military or army, I don't know, he's in one of them. And they become like pen pals, and they start talking, and then it's just like, oh, I love when a book is like outside of the norm of what you get, and you're getting kind of a different reading experience. And this one is just near and dear. I loved this one. It was so good. So good. Love, love, love. Next we have my baby. I will think about this book forever. Wait for it, by Mariana Zapata. This book like ruined me in the best way possible. When I tell you, like, I couldn't even, sorry, I had to move my headphones. I had to take a break because I was ruined. There's just, the book hit. It hit so hard. I love Diana, love Dallas, love Dallas. Oh, that is my man on paper if there ever was one. Her little boys. Oh. There was like even a scene where I was like sobbing. I actually cried in this book more than I haven't in any other book this year. This book had me, like, I was like in tears sobbing. It was just so good. It was so good. I personally think this is like her best work, her best book by far. Out of all of them, this one was my favorite. Like, can't even recommend it enough. And then we have Luna and the Lie. I actually didn't think I was gonna like this one, but because I don't know why I didn't think I was gonna like it. I just remember reading it, like the plot, and being like, whatever. I loved it. It was so cute. I think the main guy, he had like the best line that I think I've ever read. And I think it goes like, you gave me bits and pieces of you, like I want them back. You can't just like take them from me. I'm gonna put the line here because I know it's there. And it was like, that had to be one of the most beautiful lines I ever read, because I genuinely was like, oh, that's so cute. I loved it. I think it was really good. I feel like those, if I had to recommend Mariana Zapata books, those are the 4 I'd recommend. All her books are amazing. I know I said I didn't like Underlock, but they're all amazing. I feel like you will find your book there. All her other books are really good. Can't even recommend them enough. They're just, these are my 5 stars. They were good. All right, now we're on to my other queen, Miss Emily Henry, because when it's an Emily Henry book, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna buy it, it's in the cart. And I did. So the first one I have is Funny Story. I think it came out this year, right? Because that's when I read it. I loved it. I think this one, is it my favorite? I don't know if it's my favorite, but it was a 5-star. Like, it was a 5-star. I loved it. And I think I've reread it like 3 times this year alone. And it was just so good. I think the characters, they match so well. The story's so unique. Like, them being roommates together and they're both of their exes are like together now. Like, it was very unique. I think it was really cute. I think, I loved them. I loved the dynamic. I think it was nice to get an MMC who was he wasn't always like perfect and amazing and great. He's great, obviously, but he had like a real tone to him. Like, he was a real person and he felt real. And I don't know, this one was a good one. I liked it. And this one is my favorite. You know damn well I read this book and I love this book. This is the book, I read all her other books, and Happy Place was the one I was like afraid to read. I don't know why I was scared to read it. It was like the book I avoided. And this year I like took the plunge and I was like, let me just read it and let me see what happens. And I ended up loving it. I think after I read it, I literally had to like sit with it. And I usually don't. I'm always on to the next book. I don't care. But this one, it was really good. It was really, just even thinking about it sometimes, I think back to it. It was really, really beautiful. I think the relationship between Win and Harriet was so real, and so like, you want to like shake them and be like, you love each other, be together, shut the fuck up. But their problems were really real. Like, and I loved that. I love that it wasn't so dramatic. It was something you can relate to. And it was cute. It was a really cute story. I love the past and the present. Her friends and their friend group being so close was really, like, that hit home for me. I have friends that I'm very close with, and I can just imagine that being us, you know? So that's another 5-star for me. And the next one on my list, I have Abby Jimenez. And I've read all 3. I haven't read her previous books. I really want to. But out of all of them that I've read, my 5-star is yours truly. Girl, let me take a sip. Yes. Yes. Put that shit in your cart. Read it right now. Read it today. Because that art. Art. Oh my God. Another one where I wish it was the focus throughout the whole thing, but I love a letter. I love a letter. I love it when it's the center of a movie. I love it when it's the center of a book. I love letters. It is so romantic. It is so cute. I love Jacob. I love you, Jacob Maddox. You are king. You are my king. I loved it. I think it was so cute. I think out of everything I loved in a romance novel, it was warm, fuzzy. It was two people who clearly loved each other unconditionally. And it had everything. It had it all. It was by far my favorite. I love Just for the Summer. But yours truly, just that one like hit me the hardest. I don't even know why I did. It just really did. It did. It was good. And then I did read, this is a recent read, so, but it was a 5-star. Oh my God, it was a 5-star. Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I did not like her other 2 books, Next to Kin or Next to You, right? Is that I'm gonna put them here. I think that's what they're called. And I really thought I would because I loved this book so much. But they just didn't hit the way this one did. I loved it. Oh, it had me from beginning to end. When he called her honey, I was sat. I loved them. They were just everything. I think I don't know if it made the story more interesting, but it tugged at my heartstrings. Because I think, what's her name? Winifred? She has like a little hand, as far as I know. I'm doing the hand just like as if I have one. That is rude. I am sorry. But she has like a little hand, and Bo, he had something where his leg had to be cut off, and he has like a prosthetic leg. So they both kind of deal with that, and them having that together and sharing that is so precious. And I love how they care for each other. Like, it's gonna make me tear up. Like, the way they care for each other is so fucking beautiful, and you see it in everything. You see it from beginning to end. It was beautiful from the beginning to end. The pregnancy trope, again, not my favorite, but this one I didn't mind. I didn't mind it. It was good. It was a really good book. And then we have, I don't have it on me. Why didn't I grab it? Or did I? Yeah, right here. Okay. Sorry. So, I know I said I hated Icebreaker, and I do hate Icebreaker. Didn't like Wildfire, but Daydream. Hannah Grace, you did well with that one. She did well. It was too good. This one had me. Like, I loved it. And I was so hesitant to read it because the first 2 I did not fucking like. And I hate myself apparently because I kept trying to read them. But this one, oh my God, it was so good. I loved it. I love Henry. I love Hallie. I love their dynamic. Again, this is another one where I love when the characters are so nurturing and they take care of one another. Not that not every book does that, but their little actions they have are so thoughtful. And I love that shit. I eat that shit up. This one had me. I loved it. I love how they took care of each other. I am a Hallie girl, if there ever was one. I resonated with her so. I felt like reading me. Like, I felt like reading my perspective. And I love her so much. She has such a place in my heart. Love her. Love Henry. My king. I love him. Like, come on. I did read the Windy City. I want to call it the Mile High Club series. I know it's not called that. It's so bad. The Windy City series. Read all of them. And of course, you know me. Whenever I read a interconnected series, one of them always ends up being my book. Play along. That one was mine. I, again, another one where they take care of each other and so nurturing, and I loved it. I ate it up. Marriage of Convenience. Yeah, because they actually do get married. I love the FMC. Badass. Love her. Again, another one where it's like they take care of each other. He always liked her. He loved her from the beginning. And then it's like he fell first, she fell harder. It was very cute. It was so fucking good. Oh my god. If I had to tell you to read any of those books in the series, read Play Along. Read all of them at your leisure. But Play Along, that's the one I would recommend people. That was my 5-star. I loved it. And then from the, oh my god, what do you want to call it? The Rebel Blue Ranch series. I had to reread it. And then it was a 5-star. Because the first time I read it, I don't know why it didn't hit me the same. And it should have hit me. And it was Lost and Lassoed. Right? That's what it's called. I don't know why with that one I get the title mixed up, but I think it's Lost and Lassoed, and because I read it on my Kindle, I don't physically have it, and I will be buying it to physically have it. Loved it. Oh, I loved it. I loved it when I first read it, but I don't know why I didn't hit the same at the time. But I reread it recently, and I was like, oh, I do love this book. Out of the 3 of them, 5-star. Like, I recommend it to you. It's so good. The dynamic between Gus and Teddy. Oh, I loved it. Oh, I love their banter. I love when they come at each other. It was, oh, I ate that shit up. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. And I feel like it was a shorter read compared to the other 2, I think, in my perspective. Wish it was longer, but it's okay. It's all right. I'll live. And I have 2 books left in my 5 stars. And I have them. And of course, I gotta end it with Elsie Silver, because when I tell you I read all her books up to date, I read them all. I read the Chestnut Springs. I read the Gold Rush Ranch series. I read the Wild series, like Wild Love, Wild Eyes. Cannot wait for the next book. I'm excited. I'm sad. And out of all of them, 2 were like my 5-star. I love these books, and these are probably the books I will always recommend if someone asks me if they want to read if they want to get into Elsie Silver. These are the books you should read. So the first one I'm going to talk about, because it's the second book in the series, Heartless. Single dad. Need I say more? Wait, oh my god, intermission. Oh my god. Sorry, I have allergies. It's disgusting. Okay, Heartless. Let's go back. Single dad. He's great. He's amazing. We love Cade. This is a Cade stan household. If you don't like him, bye. But no, I love the dynamic between Cade and Willa. Oh, I loved it. I don't know what it was about it. It just gave me all the warm and fuzzies. I think I'm very much into the single dad tropes. I think they're so good. I don't know, those men hit harder. I can't explain it. I can't. And I'm not going to. I feel like, because I read Flawless, right? That's the first book, right? And I hated it. I hated Flawless. I did not like it. So I was very apprehensive getting into Heartless. And I ended up loving it. And it'll be my 5-star. It's like the one I always, I would reread. And I will always reread it because it's so good. I don't know what it was about it. Even the nanny trope, I love that. I love that too. I just love seeing the dynamic of a woman coming, or a woman or man, whoever, coming into the lives of this dynamic duo that's already there, coming into the home, and them also feeling like their family already, instant family. It's cute. Did that make sense? I don't know, but hopefully that gets you to read it. And the last book we have, need I say more? Reckless. Are you serious? Oh. This one was it. I love Heartless, don't get me wrong, but Reckless, oh. Yeah, It was everything. It was everything. I think that might be like one of her, like her best one. Theo Silva, nothing will compare to him. No other man she's ever wrote will ever compare to him. I'm sorry. And I love a lot of her men that she writes. I love them. But Theo, oh, he had it. The dynamic between him and Winter, everything about it. This is also a pregnancy trope, but you get into it. At first, I was like, when I was reading, I was like, oh, I'm gonna hate this. I can feel it. But I ended up loving it. It's so good. And then I hated Winter in the beginning, which I know probably a lot of people did if you read Flawless. But reading it in her perspective made me love her. It made me feel so sad. It was really good. I feel like I keep saying that, but it was just like, it was really good. And those are all the 5 stars I've had this year. All books that no matter what, I will probably reread again and again and again and again and again. And then some books I DNF'd that I did not like very much. Sorry. But yeah, that's me. If you like this video, please like, subscribe. I don't know. It's fun over here, maybe. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah. I'm gonna go because I'm just gonna keep yapping. But yeah, later. Bye.